Hello and welcome to a different kind of series that's going to be dealing with will it work in Bedrock or not. Now before I'd always been asked, do some of my projects work in Bedrock? And my answer has always been, I don't know. And the reason that I don't know is because I don't have access to Bedrock myself. Or at least I didn't until now. That's right. I have Bedrock, as you can probably tell by just the skybox. No custom sky or no custom clouds for me because it doesn't work on Bedrock. But I have my same skin. Yay! I'm still getting used to the controls on the keyboard. I might actually switch up to a controller. I don't know. But with that, well, that was weird. With that being said, I have my first project, and that is my automatic sugarcane farm that only uses one observer. And here it is in Bedrock with a slight texture package. It's built exactly, well, almost exactly the same. I did 4 tall. And yes, this does work in Bedrock with one slight change, and I'm actually going to try it and see if it works the same in Java as well. And that change is actually very small on the redstone. What it is you have your observer's pulse that comes out, and it hits this repeater that's at 1 tick, but then it also hits this one that's at 4, which causes this to lock. Now when that locks, as this extends, another pulse will come out, but since this is locking this repeater, it'll only get 1 pulse. Now, the thing I found out is that you need this repeater here set at 1 tick, or at no ticks. Otherwise, it'll loop, and you don't want it to loop. So with that one there, and the piston is right there, you get a nice solid 1 tick, and it knocks down all the sugarcane from the second layer on up. The only other problem that I've had with this is that it doesn't launch 100% of the sugarcane. The most I've ever had left over up here is 7. Or no, I take that back, 12. I had 12 pieces of sugarcane between 4 layers altogether. So, I mean, in one harvest, I had 12 more pieces that I should have had, but didn't. Now, I built this out of melons because I was kind of bored. But you can build it out of pretty much anything. The materials you're going to need are at least 2 sticky pistons, 1 observer, and actually redstone torches aren't really needed, nor are those. For 1 layer, you're going to need, like I said, 2 sticky pistons, an observer, 6 slime blocks, a hopper, or 2, depending on how you do it, 2 buckets of water, 3 repeaters, and redstone dust, depending on how you set your circuit up, and 6 sugarcane. Now, beyond that, oh yeah, and sand, and some type of light source, either sand or dirt, and a storage device. I just have a barrel here, and your non-movable objects, which can be a furnace, melons, whatever you want, and building block and glass is optional. And your building block for your pushable block. Now I'm actually going to take melon. I will show you how to set up the first layer. You'll need some kind of light. And that should just, and carpet or some type of way to prevent spawns on anything that has a spawnable surface. Because, or you can just put torches. Now see, like for the torch tower, I did lights on there so that way it reduces, at least in Java, it should reduce lag. So my theory is that it will also reduce lag in Bedrock. But if not, you don't have to put the torches on there. That's completely up to you. But let's get into building this. And for that, I'm actually going to change that for, whoops, don't want lapis, blue wool. I'm going to give it kind of a different coloration. Like I said, I'm still figuring out the controls. And for building blocks, we will go with, something kind of different. Let's go with yellow concrete, just for the fun of it. So, right next to it, what you're going to want to start with is your building block, your glass, your sand, and your non-movable objects, and your redstone lines and stuff. So what I like to do is I like to lay out, let's see, 1, 2, sure, yep, 2, and then 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 2 more. And should be 1 more actually. So let's see here. So there's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on the 7th one, we dig out and dig out again. And we pop 2 hoppers. And we can stick a barrel. And the reason I'm using a barrel is mostly because you can stick this in any direction and still open it. So now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2. That's the end of that. And that is perfect. Now you come out 1 on each end. And back here, you do 6. That looks a lot more than 6. And that's because it is more than 6. This should only be here. There we go. That looks better. 3 and 3. A building block. 5, 6. And 2 there. Now I put it on that corner there, mostly just to cover it up. So now we want to take our melon blocks and come all the way across, like so. Actually, that don't need to be out there. That can be right here. And actually, that can be yellow and yellow. It depends on how you want the front of yours to look. And as you can see, it just harvested. And I see none there. There's 2 there. 3, 4, 5. So 5. And as you can see, we almost got a full stack out of that one. So that's not terrible. Now what you can do is just to put your water down. You can do this now or you can do it later. But as you can see, it goes right to that center and makes a nice stopping point. Now you can add a second layer. And what I do is I always come out by one, and that'll make sense in just a second. And I like to keep my redstone as short as possible when I do this. You don't have to do your corners, but you never know. And now up here, you can do, we don't need that anymore. You can do your observer facing in. And your sticky piston is right there and right there. Slime blocks. And your pushable block. Now, of course, I always do that when I put those down. Let's try this again. How about we put our block right there where it should be. And then our movable block. Now this you can take and bring all the way around. Because this does not have to be anything special. Okay, so there's your first layer basically done, with the exception of the lights. Oops. That is basically it for that. You can add your sugar cane in now. And your glass. Oops. Now I always like to just finish these off, make them look really nice. You don't have to. But there is basically the inside of the farm completely done. Now we have to move on to the redstone. And this is where it gets kind of interesting. So we do 3 blocks and 3 blocks. That one there, this one here, and redstone dust. Come out and out, and down this way to there. And one right here on no ticks. And there is your first layer done. Obviously, you can bring your wall out as far as you need, or if this is like the edge of a wall, all you gotta do is come out 3 and you'll have that completely hidden. Now, if you want to add in a second layer, you can add in, going like this, And I don't have one handy, but I know I have one over here. Basically, you can do it one of two ways, really. I like to try to keep it as compact as possible, but if you want to extend it one block, you can. This is just my way of doing it. Bring that up. And then you start, oops, you can start doing a torch tower up like I have here. And in order to increase the, or not increase it, but in order to make another layer, basically you just repeat this process with one minor difference, and that is here. And of course I don't have the piece I need. You come into here and you pop in a sign. Actually, the sign goes up one layer. I'm sorry. The sign goes there. And then you have your sand, which will go right. Oops. Your sand that goes back behind this here and here. And then your water obviously will be here. And on this side, and you want to make sure you do this one the right way and not have it drain out onto here and wash out your redstone. So before, of course, you do any type of water, always, always, always have something to make sure it's stuck. Oops. There we go. For some reason I had that water positioned wrong. And then the water comes right to there and stops. And right to there and stops. And then whatever you have come down will fall into the hopper and be caught. Now you can do this as tall as you want, obviously. And it will make a lot of sugarcane over time. I had one of these, I think it was 9 tall, and I had 3 of them, and I could fill a layer on a double chest every harvest. So, hopefully you found this helpful, and until next time, have fun.